Hello. I kind of want to talk about getting out of being an incel, quote unquote. A word of many definitions that no one seems to know. And you can kind of just be an incel just for not having sex or whatever. And I do think that there's some seriously bad habits that incels, real ones, I guess, turbo rapist virgins. That's TRVs. Yep. A TRV is kind of a person who will literally go crazy just because he's not having sex, which I cannot even really understand why not having sex is an issue. And let me preface, I'm a virgin and I'm 23 years old. You know, it is what it is. I don't think it's a big deal, and the less of a big deal you make it out to be, I think the more healthier your mindset. But I really don't think that there is truly an issue with you not having a girlfriend. I don't think there's really an issue for not having sex. I don't think that really makes you a loser. There's something wrong with our world where we value like having sexual relations more than anything. I think that is completely absurd. Really, I think finding a true, real relationship is something to yearn for. I think that's pretty important. But it's not the end of the world if you're listen, I've had some experience, not great experience, but I've had some. And I don't let it press me too much, I guess. Because there's really only so much you can do in this life. We've got limited time. And, limited time, you can't just spend all of that just sad, that's so bad for your mental. And I gotta go back to the virgin thing, or incels. I don't think it's truly bad to be an incel, on the definition that you're just someone who's kind of more of a yearner than anything, it is what it is. If you can't find what you're looking for, that's fine. Take your time. The worst thing you can do is rush into this godless relationship where you're just maybe you have sex here and there, or maybe you have sex a lot, but there's no real feelings, and then the whole world crumbles after a fight, or worse, you accidentally put a baby in her, and now you're stuck in a loveless relationship and you gotta pay child support. That's truly terrible. You don't want to get stuck in a situation like that. No, that's genuinely awful. And I think that there's a lot to love in this life of ours, as I'm stuck in traffic. But, we've got some time to live and learn. And I think it's okay to make some mistakes, but I think it's also more important that you take your time. You gotta learn yourself. You gotta learn your own boundaries before you gotta learn someone else's. The worst thing I feel like in a relationship, or even in a friendship, specifically with a woman, is that you make her uncomfortable. You know, like, you should strive to be genuinely just, like, don't push it. You know, like, I get it. We all value sex. But it's not the end of the world, and you can take your time to get there. You know, especially if you're someone who's a little bit anxious, like, take your time. You're fine. You will have your chance, and the girl will let you know. I hope. You don't want to give off that TVR energy, that turbo virgin rapist energy, because you're gonna make her uncomfortable. And I think it's fine to lack experience. What the fuck? Okay. It's fine to lack experience, because if you're not in a relationship, how do you expect to learn how a relationship works? However, we live in a lovely world. That's a nice truck. We live in a lovely world of the internet and in friends. Hopefully, you know, I understand if you don't have any. I've been there. But we live in a lovely world where there are resources like, hey, would this make a girl uncomfortable if I did X, Y, Z? And, you know, I'd say most of the time people are going to be kind of right. You know, like, just learn. Live and learn. You live one life, and yeah, I get it. If you make some mistakes, I think we all do. Well, yeah, we all make mistakes. I feel like I've trailed off. But there are some resources in this world. In this world, we're all just living, okay? And we've got this limited time. And you can spend that limited time stuck in a tunnel that's under Boston. But, you know what? Enjoy it. We've got one life to live. And you know what? When I was lonely, you know what I did? I got a job that really doesn't pay all that well, but at least I say I have a job. And then I bought 2 cars. One is this. Yeah, I don't get bitches. I really don't. But I can say that I'm happy with myself because I'm just alive, you know? I like my cars, and I like being alone. Granted, not all the time. I really do get lonely. The only reason I'm in Boston right now is because I was feeling like I wanted to meet someone. And I did. Not a girl. But, you know, such is life, you know. You do things, but I think the most important thing is that you do new things. Even if it's just little. What was I saying? Well, like my Discord friend, who's another loser like me, but instead of liking cars, he likes video games. But I think, you know, we all have our little interests, you know, and I think it doesn't hurt to explore what you like in this world. 2 years ago, I had an event. I will just say I had an event. But I got a new job. I was starting a new job. I had a mental breakdown. And I realized that I've lived my life up to a point where I had like no experience. I didn't really like my car, and I was a car guy. I had a boring car. My new job I wasn't really liking at the time. But it was just because it was a new job. I really only didn't like it just because it was new. And new is scary. And yeah, and then that event happened, and I was so distraught. I thought I had nothing to live for. Like, truly nothing. No girlfriend, not cool car, and I had an epiphany. I said to myself, if my, at the time, 21-year-old self, if I met my 15, 16, younger self, would he think I was cool? I feel like he would think I was absolutely lame. And that really changed the way I treated my life. Granted, I don't think that I am extremely cool now. Holy shit, Lambo. Okay. I don't think I'm cool. I'd say I'm quite far from it. So I hope that I am a voice of reason as another loser, if you feel like you are a loser. But there are things that you should do in life. You know, like, when you were a kid, I'm sure you had some aspirations. Start small. You know, when I had my epiphany and I was going through that new event in my life, and it was quite tragic to my mental state, about 17 days later, after that tragic event, I went to a Ford dealership and ordered this car specially. And then I worked my ass off to actually afford it when it came off the truck. And also I sold, my first car to also get this. And I think my car's quite cool. Holy shit. Oh yeah, so Hello Kitty. I bought this car. I had some time to, earn some money, and I did. I bought it, and it made me happier. And I'm not trying to sell you on consumerism. Okay. I'm not trying to sell you on consumerism. Buying things won't make you happy all the time. That's not the case. But you should buy something little that means something to you. Something real. I've kind of put my heart and soul into this little truck of mine. I put a little bit of mods in it, but not crazy mods or anything, but stuff that makes me a little bit more proud. It shows that, that myself, even just 2 years ago, that I'm trying. I'm trying my best. And it's the little achievements that make me a little bit more proud of myself. 2 years ago, you might even classify me back then as an incel. I'm sure that 90% of you could voice mog me. I'm not the most attractive guy in the world. But you know what? I had certain things that I was proud of, and I was doing adult things, and that made me feel like I wasn't a loser anymore, and had nothing to do with getting a girlfriend that made me happy. What made me happy was being proud of myself for something that meant something to me, not to other people. I don't care if someone doesn't like this truck. This is not a popular truck by any means. People look at it as a fake truck. But do I care? No. Because I like it. I bought it for me. And that's what matters. This is my vehicle. and it's nobody else's. I don't have a girlfriend, and I work every day to maintain my life. And I go out on drives like this to clear my mind, and it helps me stay sane. I'm talking to myself in a car about being an incel or whatever. Does that make me kind of insane? Maybe a little bit. But I kind of just want to help someone. If I could express my feelings and help out anyone that I can reach so that we don't get a turbo virgin rapist, whatever, TRV, the term I made up. I don't really want to encourage the behavior of like hating women. There's some women out there that are pretty bad, but you don't want to be the type of man that they would consider bad either. You know, you want to be the type of man that could be dependable. And if you think that you're not dependable, well, try working on being dependable. And then, you know, why does it want me to go that way? Try your best to be dependable and try new things. Don't blame others for your mistakes, although I'm sure that people can be held accountable for some of them. But I don't know your story. I don't know your story. But I think you should work on developing your story. Because if you get to a certain point in your life that maybe you do have a kid, what are you going to tell them? Do you have a story? Do you have some experiences that you want to tell? I got to 21 years old and realized that if I did have a kid, he would also think that I was lame. And that made me want to go out in the world and learn more about people. Do more things that I've never done, just for fun. Yeah. Just go out in the world. If you have a car, go drive it. Don't do something stupid with your car, but go somewhere a little bit stupid, okay? Go somewhere new. Stop looking at the same four walls that you've always been looking at, okay? Get out of your bedroom. Do it. I did it. It was scary at first. It was. But you can do it too. I think my camera battery might die soon. And I feel like this rant has gone on too long. A little bit way too tangenty. Way too tangenty. But I would kind of want to make this some type of little special slice of life show thing. And I kind of want to help people. So if you need help, ask me some questions if this reaches anyone, so then I can keep talking and sharing my experiences, because frankly I'm not really good at talking, but I kind of want to talk, that maybe my experiences could be kind of helpful. So I'm gonna try doing this. I'll maybe upload it to YouTube. Maybe I'll rewatch this and think it's cringe and delete it. But this is my attempt of trying something new to branch out of my little sphere, because, you know, I've started to grow a little bit unhappy with certain things, and I want to try something new. This is my something new. And if I can grow and try this, you can grow and try whatever you're thinking of. I will end on that. You can do it. You can do it, little bro. Or big bro. I'm 23. I don't know how old you are. You can do it. Okay? Bye-bye.